Morning, everyone. Welcome to Monday, November 5th, 2012 meeting of the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. We have a quorum present today. All three members are here. We're going to pledge to Commissioner Schultz.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Reminder up front that we'll allow meet next week. The courthouse is closed on the 12th for Veterans Day, so make that reminder.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of the minutes of October 29, 2012.
I second that.
Motion made and seconded to approve the minutes of October 29th. Are there any questions, additions, deletions? Hearing none, vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carries. We have no one signed up for public comment. Is there anyone else who can public comment this morning?
Yeah, thank you.
Seeing none, we'll move forward with the agenda.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the proclamation.
Second.
Proclamation of the agenda for National Adoption Day. Commissioner Ariel, will you please read that into the record?
For the Board of County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington, a proclamation for National Adoption Day. Whereas Lewis County recognizes the importance of giving children permanent, safe, and loving families through adoption. And whereas more than 1,500 foster children in Washington today have legally lost their parents forever and are waiting to be adopted into permanent families. And whereas more than 107,000 children in the United States foster care system today are waiting to be adopted. And whereas more than 28,000 children age out of the foster care system without ever finding a permanent home and family. And whereas outreach to adoptive families has been identified as a critical step in moving children more quickly out of the foster system and into loving homes. And whereas to help these children find permanent, nurturing families, Lewis County Superior Court will celebrate the National Adoption Day on Friday, November 16, 2012, joining other courts nationwide. And whereas this effort will raise awareness in communities of many children waiting to find homes, giving them a chance to join new families, now therefore be it resolved that the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners proclaims November 16, 2012 as National Adoption Day in Lewis County, and in so doing, urges all citizens to join in a national effort to raise awareness of the importance of adoption. Done in open session this 5th day of November 2012, the Board of the County Commissioners, Lewis County, Washington. We're doing this one early because there's no meeting next week, and this allows us to make the proclamation before it's held instead of at the end. Judge, would you like me to come in?
And Susan,
Thank you, Commissioner Ariel. We very much appreciate the support of the Board of County Commissioners for the supporting the efforts of Superior Court with respect to National Adoption Day. Presently, we have between 12 and 16 prospective adoptions scheduled for the 16th of November, which is quite a large number. Having been a judicial officer for 19 years, I can tell you that's the largest number that I've ever seen. We look forward to the adoptions. We have one private, we have one that's going to be out of state and done by telephone, and all the rest will be done in the courtroom. Judge Waller will be presiding. It starts at 9 o'clock. Everyone is invited, and after the conclusion of the adoptions themselves, we're going to have a reception downstairs on the first floor of the Law and Justice Center, the Sheriff's Training Room, and at their reception there'll be refreshments, plus Warm 106 radio station is donating teddy bears for all of the prospective adoptees. So we're looking forward to a gala celebration, and again, we very much appreciate the support of the Board of County Commissioners for this endeavor. We look forward to doing adoptions. As I've said many times when I've done them, it's something that we get to do that's fun in Superior Court as opposed to being real serious and a lot of times not so much fun. So we thank you very much for passing the proclamation.
What are the ages of the adoptees, did you know?
They range all the way from infants up to teenagers. Primarily, they'll be younger, anywhere from perhaps less than a year up to maybe 5 or 6. That's the majority. As they get older, the kids are harder to adopt, so they're much more difficult.
So that'll be Friday?
Friday the 16th, starting at 9 o'clock, Superior Court Room 2, and then the reception downstairs in the sheriff's training room afterwards.
Well, I'll be sorry to miss that. My wife is adopted. She was adopted when she was 2. But we'll all be over in Wenatchee with the Washington Association of Counties. All 3 of us ought to be over there on Friday.
Well, it's unfortunate that you couldn't be there because perhaps you could speak to her experience. But obviously it worked out well for her and for you.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments on the proclamation? Then I'll call for the vote on the proclamation. All in favor of amending November 16, 2012 as National Adoption Day, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of the notice agenda.
I second that.
Motion's been made to approve the notice agenda. There are 4 items, so the clerk will be reading those in the record.
Item 2, notice of hearing accepting the established change in Chandler Road and Jody Drive Road. Hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. on December 3rd, 2012. This is resolution number 12-337. Item 3, notice of hearing regarding the adoption of the 6-year transportation improvement program and the annual construction program. Hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. on November 19, 2012. This is resolution number 12-338. Item 4, notice of hearing regarding an ordinance adopting a new chapter in the Lewis County, new chapter to the Lewis County Code and establishing an impact fee program for transportation in schools. Hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. on November 26, 2012. This is resolution number 12-339. Item 5, notice of hearing regarding the adoption of the 2013 final budget. Hearing will be held on or after 10 a.m. on December 3rd, 2012. This is resolution number 12-340.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Elsie, Lewis County Public Works Director, speaking to items 2, 3, and 4 under notice agenda. That's resolutions 12-337 through 12-339. The first is a notice of hearing accepting the established change in Chandler Road and Doty Dryad Road. And as you're aware, a new Chandler Bridge was needed to replace the bridge that was washed out in the 2007 flood. To meet current construction standards, it was necessary to move the bridge from its previous location. A resolution passed by the Board of County Commissioners on September 28, 2009, ordered the county engineer to examine and, if necessary, survey Chandler and Doty Dryad roads, acquire all necessary right-of-way, and report the findings. Since that time, the necessary right-of-way has been acquired by deed and recorded. The roads have been reconstructed to present county standards, and a new bridge has been built, all as stipulated in the accompanying engineer's report. Submitted herewith is a report of the county engineer and a resolution which would set a hearing date for accepting the establishment of a change in Chandler Road and Doty Dryad Road in accordance with the provisions of RCW 3681.070. And this would set December 3rd as the date of hearing.
Okay, while you were on leave last week, I had a long discussion with both Larry and Glenn Carter at the prosecutor's office, because this, while we're holding a hearing, the project's complete. Bridge is in, roads have been readjusted, realigned, and what's the function of the hearing? If someone comes along and says, I don't like it, it's not likely that anything's going to change. But we are, and it's noted, we're going ahead and holding the hearing because it is established in the RCW, the section that you cited, that we're supposed to hold a hearing. I do think we need to look at our procedures. This hearing probably should have been held before construction began rather than afterwards. And we probably just need to look at our policy and see how we go in the future with this side. I think everybody's happy out there. I don't think there's going to be any protest. We do have to establish for the record what the new alignment is, and so we have to do this.
That's correct. certainly look at our procedures.
And that being said, I remember one state right away on LaBrie Riggs interchange that I think we adopted 6 years after it was already completed.
We accepted the turnback of those right of ways.
That's right. About 6 years later, it was done.
That's correct. Speaking of item number 3, notice of hearing regarding the adoption of 6-year transportation improvement program and the annual construction program. Pursuant to RCW 3681-121, all counties are required to prepare, adopt, and submit a 6-year transportation improvement program. Copies of this program are to be furnished to the Washington State Department of Transportation, the County Road Administration Board, and the Transportation Improvement Board. The requirements for the annual construction program are contained in the WACs in 136.16. This part of the WAC is intended to provide for an evaluation of compliance with the county forces construction limits outlined in RCW 3677-065. The 2013 annual construction program includes the following construction projects: a countywide 3R, which contains approximately 5 miles of cement treated base with a BSD or bituminous surface treatment by county forces, countywide paths and trails, countywide miscellaneous safety and guardrail, countywide bridge road bank protection, Skate Creek Road milepost 0.53, bridge number 12 scour mitigation, the Federal Forest Road improvements, Swafford Road rehabilitation, County Road Safety Program guardrail, and King Road rehabilitation. A hearing for the 6-year program must be held prior to the adoption. The public hearing will be held November 19th, 2012. The notice of hearing will be published in the Chronicle and the East County Journal on November 7th and 14th, and in the Chronicle on November 8th and 15th. Additionally, Lewis County staff presented the proposed 2013 to 2018 6-year transportation improvement plan at the monthly mayor's meeting with the Board of County Commissioners on October 5th, the Planning Commission meeting on October 9th, the Lewis County Transportation Strategy Council on October 15th, and the Centralia City Council meeting on October 23rd.
Again, this is a hearing on this, and it has to be done before we pass our budget. So that's why we're doing it on November 19th. We have another notice of the budget hearing that will be held on December 3rd. And are we going to, anybody else now, to provide this, the notes that you've already indicated? We're not showing Chehalis or...
We are asking Chehalis if they would like for us to present to their city council. I'm expecting an answer of no.
Okay, so again, the actual presentation will take place on November 19th.
Speaking to item number 4, the notice of hearing regarding an ordinance adopting a new chapter to the Lewis County Code and establishing an impact fee program for transportation in schools. The state of Washington enacted the Growth Management Act and amended RCW 82.02 to authorize the collection of impact fees from new development under specified conditions. Lewis County has adopted a GMA-compliant comprehensive plan that includes a capital facilities element and is in the process of amending that capital facilities element to comply with the requirements of RCW 82.02 for the imposition of impact fees. The Lewis County Board of Commissioners finds that new growth and development in Lewis County will create additional demand and need for transportation facilities and school facilities. Pursuant to the authority of RCW 8202, the board chooses to deliberate whether new growth and development should pay a proportionate share of the cost of new transportation facilities and school facilities that will serve that new growth and development. November 26, 2012 is the date that has been set for hearing at or after 10 a.m. in this boardroom.
Again, this is, we're not passing impact fees today. This is merely a hearing that we will be holding on these impact fees on the 26th of November. This is really occasioned by the fact that there has been a development in planning for some number of years, which is called a fully contained community. And the owner of that development has come to this Board of Commissioners and asked us to make a decision on whether to approve that development. And as a part of that approval process is a matter of impact fees, because the law says that if you have a fully contained community, you must have impact fees. So that will be part of what this hearing is all about.
plans for the development of that community. With 6,000 people off of a piece of property that lies on Middle Fork Road near Alpha, Central Alpha, roads which are not designed for a lot of traffic, would mean that we would at least have to improve the roads coming out of the development down toward Jackson Highway and the freeway. Once we do that, we have let the horse out of the barn because we can't have impact fees for a single development in that particular development, the traffic patterns that we must do it countywide. We hired a consultant, we've done some studies, and there are some recommendations. They will be presented during this hearing that will be holding on the 26th of November. It is also a fact that about 5 or 6, I can't recall how many of the school districts in the county, about a year ago, had plans put into the capital facilities element of our growth management plan to impose school impact fees. So that's already in the development, and once we open the door again, if we have impact fees for roads, those impact fees for schools also have to be considered. So that will be this discussion that we'll have on the 26th of November. We're looking both at the fees themselves and the impact of approving the FCC.
That's correct, and we'll be discussing what projects should be included, if any, in the transportation impact fee program. We'll be discussing the different transportation service areas and then differing fee scenarios that could be funded by the government.
We're hoping that the master builders, the Realtors Association, the school district, and concerned citizens show up and testify at this hearing.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Morning, Commissioners. Donna Truman, Budget Director. I'm here to discuss item number 5, Resolution 12-340. This is the notice of public hearing on the final budget for 2013. The notice of the hearing will be in the East County Journal on November 14th and the 21st, and in the Chronicle on November 15th and the 24th. We've also provided a PSA to all of the newspapers and local radio stations. Board of County Commissioners will meet on Monday, December 3rd, 2012 at 10 a.m. in the Lewis County Courthouse for the purpose of taking public comment on and fixing the Lewis County final budget for 2013. In order to provide another opportunity for the public to ask questions or comment on the 2013, there's a public presentation that will be held on November the 19th here in the Commissioners' hearing room at 5:30 p.m.
Actually, the meeting on November 19th is not in this motion. I'd asked Donna to remind people that in an earlier resolution that we passed, we set this meeting for the 19th. But that was when we passed the resolution for the preliminary budget. On the November 19th, we will have taken that preliminary budget and fleshed it out with the changes, which will be the final budget to be presented on December 3rd.
That's correct.
Now, how did you pick up 5:30 rather than 6?
Because we have a meeting with the fire commissioners at 6:30.
What is our attendance at those evening meetings been like the last couple of years?
Last year we had no attendance, and the year before we had 1. But it does provide an opportunity for the public to come.
Are there any other comments on this agenda? I'll call for the vote. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the consent agenda, items 6 through 10, resolution number 12, TAC 341 to 12345.
There was no tag on 341. Must be a Coast Guard term.
Dash.
No, okay.
Second.
I second the motion.
Motion made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Will the clerk please read those items into the record?
Item 6, resolution number 12-341, approval Item 7, resolution number 12-342, appointing Lee Napier as Director of Community Development. Item 8, resolution number 12-343, approving an interlocal agreement with Lewis County Fire District number 1 for computer and software maintenance services. Item 9, resolution number 12-344, approving a master interlocal with Lewis County Flood Control District number 1. Item 10, resolution number 12-345, approving an easement to Noanet Corporation for underground fiber optic utilities.
Item 6, resolution 12-341 approves 277 warrants issued by the auditor's office totaling $667,866.85. It also approves 455 automatic deposits checks totaling $1,233,941.73 and 146 payroll warrants for net pay and 62 payroll warrants for benefits and deductions for a total of $3,147,235.34, including the automatic deposits. Item 7, resolution 12-342, approves the appointment of Lee Napier as the Lewis County Director of Community Development, effective today, November 5th, 2012. There were over 40 applicants, from whom 12 were identified as top candidates, and 4 were selected to participate in an interview. Lee was a unanimous decision among the finalists as the first candidate of choice. This resolution approves the contract agreement between Lee and the county. Her salary is initially set at grade 32, step G, $90,132. And Lee, welcome to the county. Please stand up so the folks can recognize you.
You know, Matt Page, you're with us today. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard. Mr. Johnson, do you have anything to say? Or you just...
No, I was going to ask her to introduce whoever it is sitting next to her.
On second thought, Mike?
Good morning, Commissioners. Michael Strozek, Director of Central Services. Item number 8 on the consent agenda is Resolution 12-343, which is approval of an interlocal. Yeah. I did watch a TV show the other night, though. Approving an interlocal agreement with Lewis County Fire District number 1, which is in the Onalaska area, for computer and software maintenance services. Lewis County's IT department provides IT services to the fire departments and the police agencies within Lewis County to help maintain their Spillman software, which is owned and operated by the 911 Center. This agreement will allow Fire District number 1 to have laptops in their aid units, their fire trucks, and at their station that they can access the Spillman records on and also see the computer-aided dispatch screen in the live mode. The agreement is for 2 years. It will expire December 31st of 2014. This is an as-you-need and as-we-go type agreement in that there's a $110 minimum fee per year, which includes the first 2 hours. Every hour after that is $55 per hour. This is what we call the small agency agreement that we offer the small rural fire department so they can still maintain service with us.
Now, to point out, this is the same agreement that we made and approved with Centralia last week. And while Centralia's fee is much larger, because of these small fire departments that have trouble with this, we've got an easier schedule for them. If they can keep their equipment from going bad, they get away with $110 every year.
Correct. And I think what you have to do, sir, is just look at the volume. When you look at the Centralia agreement, there's servers on it and everything. When we're talking about the Onalaska Fire Department, we're talking about 3 computers, 2 laptops, and 1 desktop that sits in their office. So the agreements are based upon the number of items that we have to maintain. And Centralia is a large department that we do, so their agreement is significantly more.
Centralia was police and fire.
Centralia agreement that you passed last week only covers the police department. As the board is aware, the city of Centralia does not have a fire department. It is a member of the Riverside Fire Department, and there will be an agreement coming forth in the next few weeks from them.
Tim Elsie, Lewis County Public Works Director, speaking to items 9 and 10 on your consent agenda. Item number 9 is approving a master interlocal agreement with Lewis County Flood Control District Number 1. This resolution will allow Lewis County Flood Control District Number 1 and Lewis County to enter into a master interlocal agreement. This agreement will govern reimbursable work performed by the public works forces for which Lewis County Flood Control District Number 1 does not have the capability to do themselves. The term of the agreement will be for a period of 5 years and will expire on December 31st, 2017. This will allow us to help the flood control district with culvert replacement projects, hydrology reports, that type of thing. Single project maximum of $20,000 and a $50,000 aggregate per year.
I noticed that there were a number of things that, besides hydrology, you had in there, in that agreement. What types of other things would you be doing?
We could help them with cleaning vegetation from ditches, that type of thing, with replacing culverts if they chose to ask us to do that on a reimbursable basis. And they would reimburse us 100% for the work done plus an administrative fee.
Now, this flood control district number 1 is a fairly small flood control district established many years ago. It has nothing to do with the Chehalis Basin Flood Control Zone District. It's a separate little district. We have a second one along Long Road. It was established by the population in the area, LID, that also exists. So, and I believe this is for the Chehalis Industrial Park. Huh?
It is in that area. It's between Jackson Highway and I-5, mainly taking on the Daly Creek drainage going down to the Dome Hall. Item number 10, on your consent agenda, approving an easement to Noanet Corporation for underground fiber optic utilities. Northwest Open Access Network Corporation, or Noanet, has requested an easement for underground fiber optic utilities over a 30-foot by 75-foot portion of the Southwest Washington Fairgrounds property. They have, by permit, already installed an underground fiber optic vault on the easement. The installation of the underground vault has not and will not interfere with current or planned operations of the fairgrounds. The easement is granted for mutual benefit as it will benefit the fairgrounds and other nearby customers.
So I noticed there were no fees for this. It's because we benefit from it.
It was by permit.
By permit.
They originally had a permit to put this in there. They've already received a franchise, a regular franchise throughout the county for work within the rights of ways. This is just for a small 30 by 75 foot portion of the fairgrounds.
Okay. That helps explain. Thank you.
Are there any other comments on the consent agenda from the board? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor of the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Carries.
Chairman, seeing no further business, I move that we adjourn.
I said that.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.